Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the safe space where we set oppression ablaze. I'd like to welcome everybody to the space. I'd like to welcome everybody to Jam. We're going to make this an express, an express holiday version of the show tonight because people have place to go, things to do, people to say. Y'all's trulies, all of yous. So thank you all for making the time. If you're out here traveling, this holiday pre whatever this is, shout out to all my indigenous folks, all my Native Americans out here. Thanksgiving, we need to abolish it. Keep the day off. Keep the Thursday and the Friday off. But what are we celebrating exactly? My point exactly. I appreciate you guys making some time. So, what we're going to do this evening, since, there is some news, there's always fucking news in 2025. 2025 has lacked a lot of things, but it has not lacked for fucking news. And that is correct. So, but I can't take my attention, cannot take my gaze away from the actions of the secret police, from the actions of the literal SS, I fucking guess. I don't know. These jackbooted thugs. I suppose that we've always had these jackbooted thugs, but now they have been emboldened. They've been hyperfunded. They've been given the battery pack in their back, so to speak. And, they've been able to flood their ranks with the likes of the worst of the junior Klansmen available draft picks. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jefferson called it Thomas Jefferson, that is. He said something about raking the muck of the dregs of humanity. But he was talking about it in a different context. But anyway, but that's what they've cobbled together. They being the Trump administration and their band of merry idiots. And they have been spreading out these activities nationwide. I don't know where, like what corners of America right now have not been touched by ICE. And these detention centers are full. I can't even say they're filling up. They are full. People are being held, not only having their rights denied, but being held in reprehensible conditions. People are dying whilst in custody. I keep hearing story after story of detained migrant being found dead. So it's a nasty situation. Okay, we find ourselves in it, but gang, people are resisting, and maybe that's kind of the theme of some of the stories that I wanted to bring you on this eve. So go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's BIDWKB. Tuesdays, Thursdays, oh shit, no, Fridays. Goddamn. It's 7 in the PM. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead and cue up that first clip because every single different targeted for federal enforcement or federal and enhanced federal enforcement seems to get its day in the sun. And right now it's in the Carolinas. And I want to big up to Durham, big up Raleigh, big up Charlotte, the Queen City, showed all the way up and showed all the way out. And I want to big up the sister who brought us these stories because, ICE is having a time of it. It's in Carolina. If you thought Chicago was giving ICE and Homeland Security the blues, oh, wait till they got that Southern welcome. Because yeah, so going back to Thomas Jefferson and shit, during the colonial fucking times or whatever, Carolinians, especially the white ones, were known for being exceptionally rowdy and exceptionally unruly and about that pistol life. And so that let us go ahead and start there. Will, let's go ahead and run that first clip, please.
Agents across Charlotte, ICE agents across Charlotte, North Carolina are finding their cars with holes being poked in the tires. They are also walking out of their hotel rooms with their cars being left on bricks. And that's because regular American citizens are standing up against them. Not only have they had pew-pews pulled on them multiple times, they've had the hotels that they're staying in be called over and over and over again. People pulling up in the parking lot honking their horn endlessly to disturb their sleep. I even heard that they've been harassing the car dealership that was giving ICE agent new cars. Meanwhile, you have members of MAGA who are burning their hats and saying that they no longer support Trump because of his affiliation with the Epstein files and all the emails that have come out. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't stopping ICE and what they're doing. They are just pulled over a school bus filled with children. Don't ask me why they would be pulling over a school bus. Guess there's some hardened criminals on there.
Oh, no. Listen, I think people's patience has quickly evaporated with this entire situation. And the way that people respond, I think, is just going to continue to escalate. Shout out to that creator for those wonderful updates. And, I saw another Carolinian post a video talking about they've seen ICE in the woods in camo in Carolina. And she was like, do they not know it's hunting season? and camo may not be the wisest clothing choice during hunting season in the woods with people with hog farms. I'm just saying. I'm just spitballing here. So you guys know community members have been rallying to support one another. I mean, in just incredible ways, even beyond the community alert system, which is fantastic. As unfortunate it is that it is necessary. It's a good thing that people are organizing and strategizing and making sure that the message is being communicated that ICE is in the area. There were some stories I saw for the Charlotte public school system. The first 3 days of the ICE raids, attendance was down about 30% each day. I think it was like 27%, then 29, then it clicked up to 30 on the third day of the ICE raids. Why? Because families are afraid. They do not want to send their children to school because ICE are targeting kids. They were targeting children in Chicago. They were targeting children in Los Angeles. I mean, if this isn't schmatzy behavior, there's no other words for it. And of course, we know that this administration continues to confirm to us that yes, this is indeed schmatzy behavior. Who was it? Was it Cunty Gnome or was it Keg's Breath? The Coast Guard, Homeland Security, one of these federal agencies, one of these government agencies declared that swastikas and nooses would no longer be considered hate symbols. I said, oh, oh, that's the new policy. I wonder if some of the enlisted folks better still consider that shit to be hate symbols. Just a suggestion. And put hands on anybody that doesn't think, oh, you know what? And maybe I'll keep that one. I'll hold that one. They can work that out amongst themselves, regardless. But speaking of members of our military, some, I think, misguided people believe that if active duty members of the military get an illegal order, that they will defy said order. We know that that's what's got Trump's panties all in a bunch over these past few days, because the handful of Democrats, congressional Democrats that made the video telling military people that they didn't have to follow illegal orders. And Trump was like, nigga, that means that they can't do the shit that I say. That means that they can't obey my directives because all my shit is illegal. Trump know everything he's telling these people is illegal as shit. But unfortunately, he's not the first, 10th, 50th. Well, he's 47th. Maybe he's the 50th, not the 50th. But you understand. But so also in Carolina, I want to say this is also in the Charlotte area. ICE agents were found staging in an industrial park. Not only staging, but some of the people on scene in this next clip have been alleging that, were alleging that ICE was actually keeping detained persons in this not a jail, right? Just like a place, and they had some words. They had some words, and this video is maybe a couple of minutes long, so get comfy. But I promise you, it will hold your attention. So let's go ahead and take a look. Will.
Grandfather fight. Did my grandfather fight Nazis? Why did I fight Al Qaeda for you fucking Nazi January 6th fucking Proud Boy little bitches to destroy this nation? Look at this, folks. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol hiding in a fucking industrial mall. Look at this. There's businesses all around them, yet they're bringing fucking immigrants into this building. Hey, look at this, folks. I come over here and they all run and hide, put their masks on and get in their vehicles because they are traitors to the Republic, because they are all cowards who are destroying this nation, who do not believe in the Constitution. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. You are all traitors. We will remember your crimes against humanity. Oh, look at this chunky fuck right here. Look at this. Hesgath wants to raise PT standards in the Marines, but ICE is rolling around with fucking Gravy Team 6 here. Jesus fucking Christ. Do a fucking sit-up, you fat fuck. Fucking traitors. How do you fucking live with yourself? Look at your bitch ass. You have a rifle for some people with a flag and a fucking microphone, you fucking coward. Look at this fucking pussy. Look at this little bitch ass. He doesn't even know how to use that fucking rifle. Look at the fucking cowards right here. Look at them. What are you gonna do? Shoot me with that paintball gun, bitch? Go ahead, you fucking pussy. Shoot a combat infantry veteran with a paintball gun. Make my fucking day, you cowards. God damn. Shame on all of you. Shame.
I don't have to hide my face, you fucking cowards. Fucking cowards. Every last one of you are fucking cowards. If you were real big, you'd show your fucking faces.
Take the mask off, pussy.
You have to hide behind a fucking mask.
Take the mask off, cowards.
You have to hide behind masks because you're
Take the mask off, cowards.
You're fucking cowards.
Take the mask off, cowards.
Pussies.
You are all traitors, and that is why you wear a mask. You better hope fucking Donnie Boy has a backup plan. You better hope JD Couchfucker has some fucking backup plan, because you're all going to fucking prison, assholes. These are men who could not become Marines. They could not join the Army infantry like a man, so instead they go pick on little abuela. They go pick on little fucking kids. Fuck you, Nazis!
Go the fuck away. No one wants you here, cowboy.
Look at you rolling up on a little girl. Look at this. Rolling up on a little girl with a fucking machine gun. You are all traitors. You are all cowards. Fuck you. Grow a fucking spine, you fucking pussy bitch. They just chased a little girl off the property because they are treasonous cowards. Look at him with his little paintball gun. Why don't you shoot me? Why don't you shoot a combat infantry veteran? You guys are over there shooting protesters in Portland, you little bitches. Fuck you, Nazi! God damn. God damn, where's your backup? Hiding. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding, bitch? Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding, bitch? Why are you such a pussy? You fucking coward! Go ring the doorbell, see if anybody's still home. Hello, anybody home? Come on out, you Nazis! Come on out, you traitors! Why are you destroying our nation? Come on out! That's what I thought. Cowards!
We appreciate appreciate the energy. We love that. I love his clarity, right? He's 100% clear. How many times did he call them schmazzies? 20? In addition to a bunch of you little pussy ass traitors. Oh, we enjoy the energy. You know what I mean? I wish that there were honestly legions of, in particular, cisgender hetero white mans who are willing to come out and confront their own, right? Willing to stand toe to toe versus this white nationalist army that Trump has summoned and has unleashed upon, black and brown communities nationwide. Um, there was something else about the military that I wanted to point out, and I can't remember what it was. Though we are going to talk about briefly towards the end about what's going on in Venezuela. It's not. I don't like the looks of it. But hold on. Let me continue with ICE here. And even though we're seeing these scenes out of Charlotte, seeing scenes out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Where else have I saw videos? San Antonio, Texas. There was a big raid of a Latino club, and they rounded up like 150 folks. I mean, this is there's no other words for it. Like, these are those times that we are in. People are being abducted off the streets. Nobody knows where folks are being taken, and of course, we what we do know is how folks are being treated once they land in the custody and in the clutches of the beast. So, but in the aftermath of some of these raids, real folks' lives continue to be affected, continue to be devastated, and to be clear, like, these mass deportation raids are simply not simply, though it is simple, but it's greatly exacerbating problems that already existed. We already dealt with redlined, segregated communities with food deserts, communities with not a lot of employment opportunities, disparities in funding and public education, issues pertaining to over policing, environmental justice, etc. And if you guys remember the raid in Chicago, the one that captured national news, where these motherfucking Yahtzee pigs were rappelling from Black Hawk helicopters onto this apartment building in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, which was primarily Black and Latino. And it was, Trump's, I guess, not first time, I should say, but it was in the midst of this deportation operation, the first time that we've seen Black folks who are U.S. citizens get rounded up and detained, and their citizenship was no protection for them, right? Nor was them being in their own apartments, nor was the fact that children were zip tied. It was a nasty scene. Well, some of the residents of that apartment building um, held a press conference, and I think it was the clip that we're about to see. The Chicago independent media outlet that covered this was called Tribe with 2 eyes. One of the women is going to detail what has happened since the ICE raid. Spoiler alert, the Democratic mayor, Brandon Johnson, the one who talked real tough to Trump and blah, 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 and Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, she name checks them because, hello, they had a lot to say when ICE did this illegal raid and violated their civil and constitutional rights, but they have not had a lot to say since this raid. But she also talks about how this building basically was owned by a slumlord. And I've actually seen some more in-depth pieces about this building in particular, but the slumlord has like political connections and was I believe a Democratic donor, if I'm not mistaken. And the city has been lackadaisical about getting this particular owner of this property to fix the building, to bring things into compliance, to make it a livable place. And from what this resident is about to describe, it is not a livable place now since ICE kicked in the doors, but it wasn't very livable before ICE got there. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that.
Go on and on about the problems that management has caused me and others. I could go on and on about the problems that management has caused me and others in this building. ICE was just the tip of the iceberg. It really got worse ever since ICE did their raid. Right now, the building has been shut down by the city and is in receivership under Freedmen Communities, but Freedmen has not turned on the heat at all. Even though it's been in the low 30s some of these days, they have not fixed the lights in the hallway. It is dark. It is very dark in the building. It's scary. It's dangerous. They have not fixed the water and the sewage water in the mold on the first and second floor. So there are flies everywhere. Like, my ceiling is damn near caving in. Like, it's so much going on. The building is falling apart from the inside out. And it stinks. Yes, it has a bad smell. Each floor. So I have to help my elderly, wheelchair-bound neighbors because they cannot always leave their units because the elevator only go up to the 4th floor. It don't go up to the 5th floor. When it works. Yes, it's not working. It's still down now. I say they can't leave their units. I say Thanksgiving is in 3 days. My birthday was yesterday. Freedmen Community has done nothing to make the situation better. Mayor Brandon Johnson, Governor Pritzker have done nothing to intervene.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. I say now I'm standing with 7,500 short tenants union to launch the union to demand that the Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker and Freedmen Communities provide heaters for each unit. The boilers needs to be fixed. Security for the building, lights for the hallways. We also demand that Brandon Johnson, J.B. Pritzker, and Freedmen Communities fix the elevator so that everyone can go visit their families for the holidays. Give us $7,500 as relocation funds in 30 days before our move out. Give us housing placement in South Shore because we should not have to be forced to leave our communities. And have CHA expedite the inspection process for Section 8 tenants. For one, nobody chooses to move during the wintertime. Like, we get life happens to everybody, but before this ICE raid, it's been plenty issues happening with this building that's been unfair, and they've been trying to silence us. And it's just like, if y'all would have handled this, y'all wouldn't be having to run from not holding y'allself accountable for not taking care of this building. The city workers that came out here, y'all should be ashamed of y'allself because y'all have not properly been going back and reporting what has been going on because y'all want to protect the judge and the landlords. Y'all need to help. Y'all need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, just to give you a slice of the situation, and as lots of us know, Black folks in Chicago have been under increased pressure from gentrification, right? They are raising the property taxes on Black homeowners in Chicago to exorbitant rates. You know, that's a tried and true tactic to try to, force people out of an area of where they have been historically. And I'm not clear. Shout out to James. I don't know if we got any Chicagoans in the chat with us tonight. Looked like YouTube is faking on us, but whatever. We press on. But anyway, I'm not sure how far that South Shore neighborhood is from where the Obama Library is being constructed. I know the Obama Library is being constructed in a different neighborhood, but something tells me maybe it's in proximity. And they're absolutely trying to force Black folks out of that area, right? And make way for new residents and new opportunities, new development. Oh, it's funny how y'all wait for all the new shit as soon as the niggas leave, right? But gang, Trump and ICE and all of this is just putting more of an intense spotlight and pressure on how much more can working and poor folks actually bear. You know what I mean? Like, before people start to really melt down, like, to listen to that lady outline everything that they're dealing with bad sewage lines and the terrible smell and the Building is dark at night. Elevator doesn't go up to the top floor. Elderly residents who use mobility devices can't really come to and from the building because the elevator might work, elevator might not work. How you going to get up 4 flights of stairs in a wheelchair? You know what I mean? And a lot of this gentrification especially has been championed by a lot of Black Democrats. The Black misleadership class again tries to sell gentrification to our communities as though it is a benefit to us, where all it does is dispossess us. And it's another like just the I can't say the latest because they've been fucking gentrifying and plundering Black areas, urban and rural, for a very long time. But it just goes to show you that the saga continues. Peace. Peace, James. Peace, ATA Toe Jam. All right. I'm telling you, it's negative shit. I don't know, but I feel like people are starting to wake up and starting to push back. And I think I've said this before, but even still, as much as I know Trump is a demon, but sometimes there has to be that catalyst. And again, I'm not saying it was divine providence that Trump came and woke everybody up. No. I think Trump is just a boot that is too much to bear pun neck. You understand? Trump's boot is like, all right, nigga, enough, enough. So speaking of Trump, and we will not hear from Trump, not tonight. So Trump's Department of Justice, however, another agency full of Jolly Mary pieces of shit led by Cash Money Patel. Cash App. They say Cash App might get fired. By the time this gets clipped up, Cash App may not even have his job no more. But part of what the DOJ is doing is revising and or outright revoking some federal consent decrees on individual police departments that had been in place. Some of them instituted by the Biden administration. Some of them have been in place for some time. Why, everybody? Because cops ain't shit. That's right. Most police departments in major metropolitan areas have found themselves under federal consent decree at some point or another, which is hilarious to me because the motherfuckers don't change shit. It's like they get in trouble. I guess they get a talking to. They get a press conference where some federale reads the statement and the findings of the investigation of how terrible this police department is and how many people's rights that they have violated. And it seems as though it doesn't change the behavior of the police department very much at all. Such is the case in New Orleans. Chichimacha, you in here? What's going on? NOPD. My only interaction with NOPD was at one of them New Orleans cutting up endeavors. And I can't recall, was it Mardi Gras or was it Essence? I was down there. But it was like all the cops that I saw was all youngish and blackish and all hollering at all the women on the street. I said, y'all not copping at all out here. Y'all are out here hollering at chicks. Does that sound familiar, Chichimacha? Am I describing the New Orleans Police Department? I don't remember seeing too many white ones. I just remember seeing young black ones. I'm like, they look our age. This is obviously when I was young. I'm always black. But anyway, I'm sorry. What Chichimacha say? All righty. Shout out to Chichimacha. Yes. Big up. So Chichimacha, you may have seen this action. The youth came out because the federal consent decree, people are concerned that New Orleans Police Department, which I'm sure has been cutting up the entire time they've been under federal consent decree, because all of these police departments do. But the kids came out to let the chief of police know in particular that, y'all better get y'all shit together because the people are absolutely not going to continue to accept this brutality and this treatment, even if y'all are black. Especially if y'all are black. You need to be treating your people better. Black chief of police. So anyway, Will, let's go ahead and run that clip, please.
Shame on do? Stand up, fight back! When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When black lives are under attack, what do we do? Y'all see that? I gotta say this, because I know the masses can hear us. I know the people can hear us. It's me. We are fighting for all the children. We are fighting for the children who are lost. We are fighting for the children who are victimized. We are fighting for black children, for Chicago children, for all the children, for all the people here. You not protecting, sir, we do. You are not protecting and serving. Are you protecting and serving right now, sir? Do you feel like you're protecting and serving right now, sir? Shame! Cowards! Murderers and cowards is exactly what you are. And I know you got your thing tinted so you think I can't see you. But I see right through you. I see right through your windshield. I see right through your soul. Because I know exactly what you are. You are fighting to preserve a corrupt system. You are fighting to preserve a murderous system. You are fighting to preserve a racist system. So no justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. All the power to all the people. 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 All the power to all the people.
Oh, what happened? They tried to overturn it. I think they
No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK. No racist USA.
No Trump. No KKK. No racist USA.
No Trump.
Yes, and also to not forget that New Orleans, speaking of ICE and the effects of ICE coming to town, New Orleans is on the list of destination cities for the federal surge of officers, ICE and Homeland Security included. And I've seen people from Louisiana already saying, don't tell the elders because the altars are going to come out. They're going to start digging up the herbs. They're going to get to conjuring. ICE might want to reconsider and make a different decision. But I love how I don't love this situation for anybody. But what I'm trying to say is I love how for every region of the country, every different city, I mean, LA is very different from Chicago, very different from Charlotte, very different from New York, very different from DC, very different from New Orleans. And guess what? Everywhere that these fuckers, these jackbooted thugs are being deployed, the people are letting them know that we are not with the shits, okay? We do not know what sort of white nationalist Call of Duty fantasy that y'all might be living in. We didn't sign up for the cosplay. You know what I'm saying? This is not the meetup time for the cosplay. Like y'all are showing up, y'all, the jackbooted thugs, are showing up on some bullshit that is literally impacting people's actual lives, their livelihoods, where they live, their ability to see their families ever again. Like y'all are out here literally fucking around with shit that people will die over. Okay. And it's not a fucking game. And I appreciate all that have coming out. And again, shout out to New Orleans. I'm not sure. Chichimacha, is New Orleans a sanctuary city? I'm not positive of that. And my guess is that, New Orleans, but Louisiana overall being a red state with buku black folks, but a red state politically, that, the powers that be are going to encourage the local police departments to go ahead maybe and cooperate with ICE enforcement. And in DC, LA, Chicago, each of these black mayors have all said that their police departments are not to cooperate. And in each of those places, their officers are indeed fucking cooperating. So we're going to see what that looks like coming out of the Big Easy. But we send in solidarity really to all the folks that are facing increased oppression. Okay. And that's for all you regularly oppressed folks, all the indigenous, all the black, all the disabled, all the gay, you know what I mean? Like all, those of us that regularly, and then of course Latinos are regularly faced oppression, but now, sheesh, this shit is super ugly. Chichimacha said, New Orleans is officially a sanctuary city, but we about to see how that about to go, girl. 500 troops. Let me not forget Memphis as well. Obviously, Memphis is also under occupation right now. It's nasty work. Right. And we're coming up on a year since that attack from that dude. That brother did that. There was something to that. There was some sort of Manchurian candidate shit going on with that. I don't know what it was. It's been too much other shit. I'm sorry, going on. I mean, that doesn't do anyway, but there's a lot going on. So, speaking of occupation, the Caribbean appears to be occupied by U.S. naval forces as they continue to amass off the coast of Venezuela. Now, what's today? What's today? The fucking 25th. 11/25/25. Did the announcement come out today or was it Monday? The FAA saying that there will be no American flights, no American carriers will go in and out of Venezuela. I'm like, I didn't realize American carriers were going into Venezuela to begin with, but apparently there's been some sort of declaration on the American side as it pertains to Venezuelan airspace. I said, wow, where does this sound familiar? Remember the no fly zones over Iraq and Afghanistan? I even remember thinking then, like, how audacious and how fucking imperialist of America to declare no fly zones over other people's all the niggas airspace. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, y'all don't even live over here, America. This ain't how the fuck you gonna tell Iraq where they can fly their shit in their country? But even here, as it pertains to Venezuela, I'm not sure whether or not it's been, officially declared a no-fly zone. But I think the FAA or the Peg's Breath or whatever the fuck, they've made it clear that the airspace over Venezuela is not safe. And in fact, some European nations, including I think Spain, I want to say UK, perhaps France, have suspended their flights in and out of Venezuela because there seems to be an impending invasion afoot. And what's the invasion for, everybody? Is it for democracy? Is it because Nicolas Maduro, the president, shout out to President Maduro, is it because the Venezuelan people pose some sort of existential threat to the United States? Is it because they are aiming missiles at us? Is it because they're doing literally any fucking thing to us at all? No. Now, Trump claims it's because they're running drugs. And it's like, nigga, please. America got all kinds of connects. imagine if Venezuela was America's only connect. And it's probably not even like its best connect. So let's be serious, okay? It says now has fuck all to do with drugs. But Trump continues to commit extrajudicial and illegal murders of not only Venezuelans, but Colombians and folks of other nationalities in the region, people on boats who are fishing, trying to earn a living. He's killed dozens of them with missiles. Okay, they've been in tiny fisher boats. It's reckless and it's evil. But a Republican Congresswoman, Representative Salazar, maybe you guys have seen this clip, maybe you haven't. She appeared on Fox Business, and she, as someone who lived through the bullshit of weapons of mass destruction, of Saddam Hussein is transporting mustard gas in the aluminum foil tubes. Look, see the satellite pictures. Oh my gosh, Colin Powell. I hope he is roasting in hell for participating. Him and Dick Cheney. Yay, they met Dick seen Coley in hell. He said, "Hey, Coley, all of them down there in hell. Wolfowitz, who else is down there in hell with the rest of them? All of the architects of the mass slaughter of Iraqi people and Afghans. Just horrific shit. But anyway, it's none of that. But at least I appreciate there's no I mean, there is bullshit with the drugs, but at least there's not the attempt to manufacture consent, because it doesn't really seem as though Trump gives a fuck if we consent, if the American public agrees that this is a worthwhile intervention in Venezuelan regime change. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what Iraq had to do with, and it is the oil. So here's Congresswoman Salazar. She was on Fox Business, and she had this to say when she discussed the removal of Maduro and the invasion of Venezuela by the United States. Let's take a listen.
Love to see a change in government. I mean, I would love to see a change in government. My wife's from Nicaragua. We know how terribly the dictators there rely on Venezuelan oil. But at the same time, a lot of Americans don't want actual U.S. participation in regime change in Venezuela. They would much prefer the Venezuelans to do it on their own. Do you think the pressure that Maduro has received will force him to leave on his own?
Oh, I think Maduro is not Fidel Castro. Maduro is not a brave boy. So now that he has understood that he's on that very nefarious list of the terrorist organization, that the airspace above Venezuela has been closed off and the commercial airlines from the United States are not flying, he's understanding that we're about to go in. He understands that he has been our enemy for the last 25 years. Mm-hmm. Venezuela, for those Americans who do not understand why we need to go in, basically for three reasons. You're in Fox Business. Venezuela, for the American oil companies, will be a field day because it will be more than $1 trillion in economic activity. American companies can go in and fix all the oil pipe, the whole oil rigs, and everything that has to do with the Venezuelan petroleum companies, or everything that has to do with oil and the derivatives.
Thank you, bitch, because nobody even give a fuck what number 3 was, because my motherfucking number 1 is the lead reason. It has everything to do with oil. Like the Congresswoman said, it'll be a field day for the American oil industry, with the estimated revenue profits of the reserves valued up to $1 trillion. Venezuela is sitting on the world's largest oil reserve, natural oil reserve, or liquid. I don't fucking know, but they sitting on a pile of oil. And that is why the United States will move heaven and hell to try to remove Maduro, to install that puppet lady who just won the Nobel Peace Prize. The whole Peace Prize is a sham. Okay, to be clear, we all knew it was a sham when they gave it to Obama his first year. I said, wow, you don't know how American presidents operate, do you? Give them at least 9 to 10 months to start a war or to go in and do some extrajudicial killings on his own. Obama did not deserve that Peace Prize. And apparently neither does fucking Trump. As much as he likes to beat his chest about how many wars he stopped, why is it that you are trying to antagonize and instigate a war, an invasion of Venezuela? How can you even justify this, right? And I love it. They're not even trying to. It is the weakest justification ever, right? An unprovoked invasion. And for what? For the oil. Exactly. And when Salazar says it'll be a boom for the oil companies, that'll be the only people it'll be a boon for, everybody. Again, we lived through 2 invasions of Iraq, and they got their hands on the oil. And it turns out that the U.S., between 2 Iraqi invasions and the occupation of Afghanistan, $2 trillion plus was spent. And I remember at the time, like, hearing that price tag in like 2006, 2007. I'm like, oh, wow, that was our national health care. that was all of our student loan debt forgiven. That was, all of our infrastructure projects. That was that right there, spent on an invasion just to depose folks that were, we can all have our personal opinions about the likes of folks like Saddam Hussein, but he had Iraq running tight. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak to necessarily how we was treating his people. However, it seems that Iraqis did not want for much as it relates to things like healthcare and education. They had way flyer shit than we've ever had. Okay. So there's that. Um, but I don't remember ever reaping individually any sort of dividends from our government occupying Iraq and Afghanistan. And because there are none to be reaped by poor and working class folks. This is Trump and the elites making a power move in order to shore up access to this natural resource, so that they can extract Venezuela's wealth from them. Ooh, this is such the tried and true colonialist imperialist move. We go in there, depose Maduro, the duly elected. I hate that in the mainstream American media, by the way, even by so-called progressive outlets like whatever the fuck MSNBC is these days, and they talk about the dictator, Nicolas Maduro. Dictator according to whom exactly? Like who? How are we making this determination that he is a dictator? Because it seemed like people did go out. Anyway, if the mainstream media calls it one thing, you know it is exactly the opposite. It is the opposite. If they call him a dictator, it's the opposite. He is exactly who the people have chosen. But another thing quickly about Venezuela, I was always a big fan of Hugo Chavez. And even though I know, Hugo wasn't perfect, he never had an issue speaking truth to power. I mean, he would be beating his chest way more than Maduro is. And I understand why Nicolas Maduro, he kind of made a lot of capitulations, I think, to Trump. I think he recorded a message specific to Trump agreeing to turn over, I think, Venezuela's natural resources, which in an effort to save lives, I need more details about what Maduro is agreeing to give, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep America out. But you know what might be enough to keep America out? Some yappas from China and Russia. Now, I don't know. I'm not sure how much of this is confirmed, but apparently China is moving some warships into position in the region. I'm not quite exactly sure where. And Russia has been making sure that the yappas are getting into Venezuela. And I've also seen Maduro, marshal his forces. I think all of and he was passing out the yappas to the people. But still, America is a cowardly army. You see what they are doing. They are a cowardly military force. They will use their might with missiles to bomb fishing boats. Okay. And they are an ally of Israel who bombs hospitals and schools. So we know the savagery and the barbarism that these imperialist nations are quite capable of. And I know Maduro does too. So heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? Or I don't know. Let me get some more details. But if he decides to make concessions in order to save lives, I can't say that I would blame him, because America is vicious. But just in the case that an invasion does happen over this weekend, because guys, by the way, that's kind of how things tend to shake out over periods where the ruling class believes that the masses of folks will be distracted, such as a holiday weekend, such as, when people are traveling, their schedules are out of the norm. They may not be checking the news as diligently as they were. That's when shit tends to happen under somewhat the cover of darkness. So be thinking about the Venezuelan people during your holiday plans. Put some prayers and good vibes out to them. And on that note, gang, I'm going to turn you loose. I told y'all this was an express episode. I want to thank Mike Mack. Thank you, Mike Mack, for your continued Cash App support of the platform. We certainly appreciate it. I may have something for Black Friday, so turn on your notifications for the channel. I don't know what the fuck YouTube is doing because there would normally be more of you here. but I think there is some higgy hagga going on with these new broadcast views. And I don't like it. I don't dig it. So anyway, but keep your posts notifications on because I might drop something Black Friday. So be aware. But anyway, you guys be good, be safe. If you're traveling, be safe. That's all I can say is be safe. Pray for your folks, look out for your folks. We want to shout out to the memory of Imam Jamil El Alamin. We want to shout out to the memory of Jimmy Cliff. We want to shout out to the memory. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad I can't remember this lady's name, but the elder who recently passed, who was the last survivor of the Tulsa race massacre. So we've lost some major folks over the past few days, and they say death comes in threes. So maybe hopefully those were our three. And we want to send our love and going out to them as well. So anyway, thank you so much to Will and Molly. Gang, thank you so much to our Fire Fam mods. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. Like, love, share, do all the things, subscribe. And I don't think we'll have a show Friday, but like I said, just keep your notifications on in case that changes. If not, I'll see y'all back here on Tuesday. Love yous. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Deuces, y'all. Be safe. Love you guys.